Hey everybody, welcome to week 2. This is great because every single week you get through is 1 week closer to graduation. Well, maybe a graduation, but finishing and then graduation. So it is exciting. You really are right there at the end. You can see that finish line and it's getting closer and closer and closer. So very, very exciting. Now, week 2, we have a bunch of different things that we're going to be working on. There's going to be 2 discussion boards. Now, don't worry, these are very unique discussion boards. They're not ones where you're required to be in a huge amount of time, and you do still have those requirements, but you need to look at each one's requirements and just follow those. Okay, that's really what matters most. So I'm sure many of you will have questions, but look at the 2 very unique discussion boards and just make sure you're adhering to those standards more than anything else. There's a couple other assignments too. There's going to be a networking assignment. There's going to be an interview question assignment. This is something that was rolled out to you last week, and so you're going to be taking that next step, and you're going to be developing some interview questions that I am going to review. And then there's also going to be a reflection. So there's a lot of little things going on this week. It may seem overwhelming at first, but a lot of them are quite small. So just be aware of that. Now, the thing that we're focusing on this week is going to be informal presentations. So there are formal and there are informal. Now, think about what I'm doing here right now. I'm speaking to you with my laptop camera from my house. I'm wearing camo and a hat, right? I just came from outside. So this is pretty informal, right? I don't have a script I'm reading from. I'm not giving you a presentation with PowerPoint or something like that. I'm giving you kind of off-the-cuff presentation, if you will. But it's one where I have kind of thought through things a little bit, but I haven't really polished it up. So this is an informal presentation. Now, why does that matter? Well, most of the presentations you're going to be doing on the job, doesn't really matter what field you're going into, will be informal. You will have some of those formal ones where you need to present budget information to this group of investors or to these managers or something like that, and you have 20 minutes and you're doing this with a team, and right, you get that. You're going to have opportunities to do that, but chances are most of the presentations you're going to be doing are, if not off the cuff, they're going to definitely be informal. So one of the things that we are going to talk about this week is kind of that classic, informal, but very, very important kind of presentation, and that is the elevator speech or the elevator pitch. What does that mean? Maybe you've heard that term before, maybe you haven't. What an elevator pitch really is this very informal, very quick opportunity for you to present who you are, present your case professionally to somebody as if you were on an elevator with them, going from the top floor of a building to the bottom floor. We're thinking maybe 30 seconds or something like that. So in an elevator pitch or an elevator speech, you really have to think very carefully about what kind of things would you say. What do you want to highlight about yourself? Now, it's not one of those things that you're going to memorize and have it be extremely formal, but at the same time, you do want to be prepared. So that's really what we want to do this week in that main discussion board, is talk about this very informal but still very, very important kind of presentation, the elevator speech. And guess what? You're all going to get to do one too, right? I knew you were very excited about that. Okay, well, it's not a big deal. You're going to have fun with it. But also, understand that for most people, this is probably the first time they've ever done something like this. So when people do upload their elevator speech in the discussion board, just be aware of that. Offer up some advice, some suggestions, some encouragement. Believe me, encouragement goes a long way. So offer up some encouragement as well to your classmates, because all of us can learn something that maybe we didn't know before. All of us can find ways to improve. I say this as somebody who does these kinds of things all the time. I still need to improve, okay? So it's going to be a very interesting, maybe nerve-wracking, hopefully not too much, but an interesting week when it comes to the main discussion board. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what all of you post. I will also post another video in that main discussion board with a little bit more information on the topic. But lots of stuff to get through this week, but hopefully you'll be challenged and you'll find a lot of it interesting as well. Thanks, folks.